I see you have random, rusty, ridiculous scrap metal all throughout your garage. I know that scene. Holding on to that extra siding from 2008? Come on. Pack up that garage mess and roll it down to Premier Metal, Rochester's #1 choice for scrap. We're talking metal from auto jobs, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, siding. If it's shiny, bendy, and mysteriously dented, they want it at Premier Metal. You know that metal shelf that attacked you in 1998? Get rid of it. At Premier Metal, they offer the best prices. This is a scrap metal commercial, not a spelling bee. Aluminum siding, electric motors, car wheels, copper wire, steel, sheet metal, 300 series stainless steel, auto batteries, lead, and even your ex's dumb weight bench. Make cash, clear space. Visit PremierMetalGroup.com or either of Premier Metal's state-of-the-art facilities. West Linden Avenue in East Rochester, just minutes off 490, or 11 Carn Street in Rochester, just minutes off 390. Premier Metal. Be a metal magician and turn that metal into cash with Premier Metal. Hey, if you've been thinking about checking out recreational cannabis in Monroe County, stop thinking and start visiting my buds over at MJ Dispensary. They were the first recreational cannabis destination in the county. That's right, the OG spot. And trust me, they know their stuff. I was at their summer event, and I was blown away by how educated and on top of it their bud tenders are. I mean, these aren't just people handing you a bag. They're like the Google of cannabis, but way friendlier and without the pop-up ads. Whether you're looking for edibles, vapes, concentrates, pre-rolls, or just something that helps you relax, sleep, or deal with pain, MJ Dispensary has it all. And the best part, they'll guide you so you don't leave looking like you just picked random snacks at 3 a.m. Now, maybe you're in it for the fun side, maybe you're in it for the wellness side. It doesn't matter. They've got you covered. And here's a bonus. Delivery. That's right. From Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and even on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., they'll bring the goods right to your door and no judgment if you're in your pajamas. Oh. So, do yourself a favor. Head over to MJ Dispensary, 900 Jefferson Road, Suite 902 in Henrietta, or check them out online at mjdispensary585.com.
When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello, beard lovers and land lubbers.
Billy got a beard.
Welcome to the pod. Thanks for getting it on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship.
So,
it is me and you tonight. What's going on?
before the show,
Yeah.
you and I were talking about
Yeah.
your beard. I said, Jesus would like your beard.
Yeah.
So there's this woman, so now there's thousands of people who, as soon as you believe you've died and gone to heaven and met Jesus,
Yeah.
you have to do a video about what Jesus looks like and what he said to you. So there's thousands of these, thousands of different stories. So this is one black woman tells her son, they're doing a podcast. So when I saw Jesus, he had like a chin strap beard, like one of those, those really thin rail beards.
Yeah.
And he had this big nose, and he had this like dirty blonde hair. And it was long, and I'm like, so Jesus was shaven apparently in heaven. Like all these years. He probably I'm gonna do a pencil thin beard right here.
I heard. I thought they recreated what Jesus would look like, and he walked with a limp, and he was ugly.
The Bible says he was not. He was not comely or anything or something like that. He didn't look like anybody special. He wasn't like strapping. He wasn't good looking or anything like that. He like a weed out of the ground.
Yeah.
So
I have no idea.
A lot of people think Jesus had long hair. That's not true.
No, Nazareth cut it or something.
No, so his sect of Judaism, they didn't believe in long hair. He was a Shemelite Jewish person. They didn't have long hair.
Okay.
But I think he'd like your beard.
I don't know. Well, so I have not shaved, right? And so today
You have not fully shaved. It
No.
looks like you've added some definition to your lower.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
And I told you yesterday
Yeah.
I went too high on the sides, and I don't really like it, so I'm just letting things go.
Moranscaped.
Yeah. And so today I popped into a place, and there was a bunch of women that worked there, and I don't really know them. And they said, "Hey, you're letting that grow?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." And then one woman from
the reluctant, yeah, I am.
Well, I just said, yeah, I am. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
you sound like a fucking child.
Yeah,
like,
I am.
Hey, it's like,
yep, I got the beard.
And
like some people make a big deal about it. Like, yep, that's where I'm going. I made a decision.
No, yeah. So I don't know.
What are you supposed to say?
Exactly.
What are you supposed to say?
Right. So
you can't just say, yeah, I guess
but
I am.
But I thought women go through this all the time, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
changed your nail polish color, did you? Huh?
Yeah.
Or
look at those toes.
Yeah. So whatever.
Oh,
so,
you're curling today.
So I got you're letting it grow out a little bit. And I said, yeah. And they said, from the back, this woman goes, looks good. Makes your eyes pop. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hello.
I wouldn't use that term, but yeah, looks good.
What?
It does make your eyes pop.
I don't know if
it has more definition. Like when I grew a soul patch.
Yeah, you had the soul patch.
I had the soul patch for a while. People said it brought out my eyes.
Did they?
Yeah, it's weird.
Did they really?
And most of these guys were men.
Oh, hey, fella.
But this one woman goes, it gives your face more definition. I'm like, thank you. I'm going to start doing jaw exercises now.
Otherwise,
and a cleft in my chin.
You look like...
You look like Danny.
You look like a pudgy doughboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that would be the Mark Hillman.
I've had an odd day. I went to the
when haven't you had an odd day?
No, I know, but this was kind
of 2025.
No, I guess that's fair. I don't know. It'd
be an odd day if you didn't have an odd day.
I'm trying to get myself like back. I feel like I'll be brutally, rawly honest as much as I can be because there's stuff. But I feel like probably the last 2 years or so have been a struggle, but for I haven't really embraced things the right way, and I don't know. I guess I could say the line of delineation, I'm not really sure, but would be the death of my dad. And from there I went, okay, I would refer to him as my great protector. Your great protector's gone. You got to get your shit together. You got a kid living with you. You got this. And not that anything is like drastically bad. I don't want to say that. But I just know me. And I know how I was. Yeah. And I'll tell you this. Somebody on the podcast said to me, I feel like you've lost your edge. And meaning like your killer instinct, this, win at all costs, which right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I go,
I've been watching the Cowboys documentary. You're Jimmy Johnson at this point. Or you were Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. And I
now you become Barry Switzer.
I will say that I don't know that was a healthy way to be. So I want to do the things I need to do to set myself up to win, and not get pissed off if things don't go a certain way.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I took that and I went, that person's not wrong. Mm-hmm. That's what I said to myself. That person's not wrong. And so I want to kind of get my shit together. So I've been trying to, why you keep looking over?
I know who said it.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't think it was bad.
I didn't think it was bad.
All right.
Well, I don't think it's bad.
Okay, well, why?
I can picture him saying
all right. Leave it. Jesus. Go ahead.
No, nothing.
You want to mimic it. I know you do.
No, I don't want to mimic it.
It's right there.
I can't impersonate that person.
So I said, I've been going to take workout.
Before or after the breathalyzer?
Yeah. So I've been going to take exercise classes 2 days a week, and I've been walking a bunch, trying to run, but I really can't. And I went on
That's okay.
I went on a walk date with my friend, and I couldn't keep up. Well, remember I told you I was all sweaty.
I know.
And all that, right?
Yeah, so, I walked in. You had a sweatshirt but no undershirt. I'm like, okay.
That was the day.
Yeah.
That was the day.
It was a Sunday. Yeah,
that was a Sunday. We went for a walk.
Yeah.
And she was cooking, so I'm like, fuck, man, I got to get my ass in gear here. I used to run. Like, I hear times that kids are running, and I'm like, yeah. Like, somebody goes to me, my kid had to make the team, they had to run a 7-minute mile. I'm like, I was 12 running a 6-minute mile. I don't know what that means.
Roger Moranister.
Let me just tell you something. Let me just explain something. I couldn't run a 6-minute mile today. I couldn't run a 7-minute mile. So I went to the Y, and I don't have all my keys on one thing. And the reason I don't have keys on one thing is I have another person in the house who I found out likes to take a car once in a while, and they can't. So I keep all the keys, but they're fobs. and I haven't put the house, whatever. It's fucked up. So I have 2 key rings. So I leave this class. I grab the keys to the car, my phone, and I walk out. I'm driving back, and I'm going, it's a good distance back into Fairport. I have an appointment at 11. It's now 10:10. I'm going to jump in the shower. I'm going to go, and I go, shit. I don't have the keys to get in. I'm like, wonder if I drop them. Now I'm panicked. So I'm looking through the car. I'm looking through all this. Not panicked. This is my point. I don't know what's happening. I'm not panicked. I'm like, oh, they're probably at the Y. And I should be like, God damn it, fucking ruined my whole day. I'm sweaty. I want to get out of these clothes. I can't get. And I'm like, all right. I get back in the car. I drive out to the Y. I go back to the locker I had. There are my keys. Grab them out of the thing. I go up. This Y has a smoothie station. I get a smoothie. I have a cup of coffee. I call my kids who are in New York City together. And then I drive out to my 11 o'clock appointment. I go, well, this is, and I'm like, why? This is where I go, maybe I've lost my edge. I don't know. Or maybe it's the beard. I have no idea.
Could be.
I just feel like everything's just like there. I'm doing what I need to do, and I don't care about the result.
Okay. Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm hoping, I'm expecting the best, but
losing your edge, or your edge could change. Your target could change. You could pivot, right? Because the guy that I worked with that had an edge, that edge was a double-edged sword.
Who?
You.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
You think?
What are you talking about?
You don't think.
What are you saying?
Look, I mean, you had a competitive streak, but man, sometimes Bobby Knight or Mike Ditko or Jimmy Johnson could come out.
Yeah. When we were together, it was, I had this survival thing, and I wanted to prove that I was as good as I believed I was.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And
still doing it.
So I figured I'm gonna make this work. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna figure out a way to make this work. And by this, I mean you had Brother Weeze,
yes,
who was an icon in Rochester radio, in the National Radio Hall of Fame. The guy is super talented, and I worked with him and had a pleasure of doing that. And he didn't really, business side of things, he didn't protect himself with the people that were really great for him. And he's gone through many iterations of a show since he left CMF and the people that were there. And so then it was down to like me and Tommy, and I knew that I made more than producers, and I had 3 kids, and one that was on the spectrum that I needed to and I had all this in my ear, and I went, okay, so I just go, I'm going to fucking make this work at all costs. And you're walking around a building where they had a big notepad, big giant sticky notepad on an easel, talking about all the strengths of the afternoon guy who was on one of their stations, clearly trying, it was like sending a message. And I'm like, I go, I don't have an ally here.
Right.
I don't have an ally. I don't have a Stan Main in my life. Stan Main hired me. Stan doesn't remember, but Stan hired me, and was so fucking cool to me and loved my audition tape, and just said to me, we do 5 hours of funny radio a day. Can you do something straight? And I said, yes. And then within like 2 weeks, he was like, yeah, whatever. So, but I didn't have an ally there. So it was like, I got to fucking work my ass off and get down and focus. And you were screening phone calls, but even to just get a phone screening room was like pulling teeth with these guys, because they weren't going to do anything. This new company that was buying the station, and I had gone over there, and Weeze came for a minute, and then he left, and so now you're in this odd space of whatever, and you're trying to. It was just the probably the strangest time in my work life that I had ever experienced, and I look back now and I go, how fucking awesome was that? I mean, it is awesome. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to come out of that for me, I think, down the line, that it was awesome. But when push came to shove, there was, like, I knew I could, I see things developing. I can see it. It's like a storm front, like, and I can see things building. And I would go to management and go, hey, And one of them was a certain person was going to come back and be the GM across the street. And I told them that. I said, this is what's going to happen. This person's been taking me to lunch for a couple months now. A really good friend was in my wedding, but is going to come back and is going to jack that thing up, and we're going to have a problem because he's going to save what was a sinking ship. Weeze was around people who he didn't trust.
Right.
And it was all new. And so he's sort of...
I worked there before he did, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
But he's scrambling. Well, It wasn't that. It wasn't management stuff. It was the people in the room with him. And I'll say, like Jamie Lissaw, it's not that Jamie wasn't talented. Jamie's fucking hilarious, dude. But they didn't have the years of rapport that he had with Tommy.
Right.
So therefore, you weren't going to get that instantly.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be instant chemistry.
Right, and so there was no one there. And I will say this, there was no one on the management side that could coach that talent, that could come into that room. Like Stan Mate could come in and he'd go, hey, baby, what's happening? And, Weeze would go, blah, 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 and they would have a conversation, and Weeze would leave feeling comfortable. It was somebody who had his back. He was sort of alone in his own thing, too.
Yes.
But the whole point was, like, so the ratings come out. They don't do as good as they think they're going to do. And I think everybody was like a little wobbly about that. And we're working our ass off. And the whole thing that's getting back to me is, well, there's confusion in the market. And that may be because people write things down, right? So I go, well, fuck this. We're going to win. And so that was fuck this. We're going to win. I am going to find a way through anything. And, it would be, right? I'm going to fucking win. I will find a way. I'm a smart guy. I know how to talk. I'm going to fucking figure this out. And that's when I would fight everybody.
Oh, I know.
Because anybody who got in my way was an obstacle. No, it was an obstacle.
Yeah.
You're either with me or you're against me.
Right.
That was it.
That was it.
Well, that's not how life works.
I know. That's why I mean by the double-edged sword.
Yeah. It's not. That's not how life works. And if you live that way, you're gonna have a harder time. You can line up with stuff and try to talk to people and be kind and get there maybe quicker than if you go, fuck you, I'm doing it this way.
Yes.
You can grind it out as much as you want. You'll get there. You'll be miserable.
Right.
And I was often tired.
We all were.
Grumpy.
Yeah.
Right. But, so it was an interesting time, though, in radio. Holy fuck. I look back and go, that was probably the most stressful time for me. Because in the new building, you had all these people. Then they're talking about putting Ted Nugent on as a morning show and this and that. And I'm like, no. And then somebody listened and went, I think you got something here. And I was like, okay, good. And then that person became a great ally. But I had to prove that there was something there.
Yeah, we needed to find a champion.
And
we did.
And I fucking...
And then that champion left.
Yes.
And then that was another battle.
Well, and I wish I had handled that differently because I don't know that new guy was bad. I sat in meetings with him over and over and over. I was going to do anything I could to maintain and try to appear like I was a good player because don't forget, I had gone into, like, you think of this. You have a boss, right? Everybody's got a boss. And you walk into your boss's office and, they're going to tell you, hey, man, this is the thing. And the boss should be respected. I did not have a lot of respect for this boss. This boss no longer, by the way, is employed in that capacity. So I went into this person and they said something to me and I went, I'm basically the CEO. That was the direct quote. I'm basically the CEO of this show.
That got around too.
I'm sure it did. I said it, and I didn't care. I was like, I don't give a fuck. There's nothing that happens on the air in this show that I'm 100% aware of. There is nothing. And the fact that you have your head in the sand about things, fuck you. I know what we're up against. And that person I was talking about came back, and they had something in radio called trends, okay? And then they take the trends, and out of that, they give you your ratings. You didn't get your ratings for 3 months in a market like this, but the trends come out, and I think we pulled a 0 in one of the trends.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. It's impossible. It's impossible. There's some weird thing. But whoever filled out the diaries, we got nothing. So they took that across the street and they fucking ran with it. And they're yelling. And it's a fucking trend. If anybody knows anything about radio, it means nothing. It means fucking nothing. But that pissed me off. And I was all I needed. And it was one of those things like, I guess you talk about Michael Jordan, and that was a personal, what do you say?
And I took that personally.
Yeah, I took it fucking personally, and I just go, fuck you.
Gary Payton's going to guard the animal? I took that personally.
I am going to find a way. I am going to win. Not only am I going to win, I am going to fucking shit down your neck and win. And we did. We did. Yeah. In the end, we did.
Gary Payton's funnier than Tommy? I took that personally.
I don't give a fuck when anybody says we did. We won. But at what cost? At what cost? Mike Vrabel, head coach of the New England Patriots. Mm-hmm. Mike Vrabel, excuse me, the team released wide receiver Kendrick Bourne and safety Marcus Epps. Not really familiar with these guys, but they were let go. And one of the reporters said they're very upset or they're happy to be leaving or something like that. So the newspapers were like, Mike Vrabel went on a rambling thing comparing it to a girlfriend, and I did not think it was rambling. I thought it was actually spot on. We'll let you listen to Mike Vrabel talking about two players who were released from the team, and then the way he couches is they're basically going, well, good, that team sucks anyway, is what they're saying, okay? That's sort of a childish response.
Yeah, that's news to me. We I think that we just, again, try to put the roster together. I guess when it doesn't work out, you break up with somebody, your girlfriend doesn't want to be with you, and then you say, well, I don't want to be with you either. I'm not going to get into all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So was that?
I just said I'm not going to get into it. It was just like, we're not going to go back and forth here. We're trying to build a roster. You got to move on from some guys. You make connections with guys. You coach them. They earn opportunities. They get more opportunities. They take advantage of them. And that's kind of how these things go.
You want to talk about a guy who's trying to be 100% signal? Mike Vrabel may be the guy in the NFL trying to be 100% signal.
Look,
He is dead on. You know what he's saying? Guys leave, they have sour grapes.
Yes, 100%.
That's what it
exactly
is. How did the media screw that up?
No, they just said rambling thing about girlfriends, and I go, no. Every guy gets dumped, and he goes, yeah, well, she was a cunt, anyway, a bitch. Well, sorry for the C word, but she was a bitch anyway. You know what? She smells.
Yeah.
Like there would be something childish like that, and you gotta go
for 7 years. I know. I got used to it.
When you walk around,
sometimes you just forget that it smells.
Yeah, that's right. It's like guys are dumb. They say dumb stuff because you're hurt.
Yes,
you're hurt.
We say a lot of things.
You're hurt, and you get cut from a team, and you're hurt.
By the way, Stephon Diggs, as I predicted, is still on the team. Just want to point that out for the media who said, oh, he can't survive this. Oh, he can't survive this.
I think he'll be fine.
How about you just listen to me? Go on, Billy. You want to talk about sour grapes? Go ahead.
There it is. All right. I don't know how to say this guy's name, and they only refer to him as Defender.
Okay.
Kansas City Chiefs have released a veteran.
Okay.
Named Mike, is it Pennell?
Could be.
Pennel.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Okay. So I'm like, what exactly the Defender means? I don't know what that is. I don't know. He's been around the league. I think he played for the Jets. I think he played for the Bears.
Yeah, somebody wrote a story real quick. He's on defense, Defender.
Yeah, so, but he got released from the team and then posted this on his Instagram. I'm going to play the audio. It's the Joker. It's, what's his name playing?
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger is the Joker.
The most dangerous Joker.
Talking about, like, burning it all down.
And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is. It's not about money. It's about Sending a message. Everything burns.
Yeah. So a weird thing for a guy to post.
Yeah.
But it almost sounds like he's coming for the team. Like he's pissed off. He's going to burn it down, doesn't it?
Does.
That sounded like that to me. I'm like, what's wrong with this
Chiefs
guy?
have had a history of stupid stuff like that.
Well,
so going
yeah,
back beyond Andy Reid.
Yes.
So you might want to beef up your security this week.
It's so weird.
By the way, Heath Ledger, you know who he modeled himself after to play the Joker? I think you're a fan of this guy. Tom Waits.
Oh, yeah.
He modeled
I didn't know
himself
that.
after Tom
Yeah.
Waits to play the Joker.
Well, Tom Waits is I am a fan of
He's
Tom
eccentric.
Waits. Yeah, he's a little crazy.
Yeah.
He's crazy hair.
He sings weird.
On a downtown train.
I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, I love Downtown Train by him.
Mm-hmm.
I
I like Rod Stewart's version.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's nicer.
But yeah, it's
a little
clean.
more tolerable.
Yeah.
I like the different. I don't know. It's different to me.
Yeah, that is a little strange that Mike Pennell, or whoever his name.
Yeah. So okay. So I didn't know. I thought if you know,
especially right after what happened yesterday. It's
what happened yesterday?
Weird taste. Well, the shooting and everything.
Oh
else.
yeah. I forgot about that already. That's how fast our media works. I just haven't spent a lot of time thinking. I haven't forgotten about it. I thought about it a little bit, but not much. We did mention the Patriots. The Bills have new uniforms that they're playing against the Patriots. I think they're called the rivalries jersey.
Yes, rivalry uniforms. Yes.
I fucking love them.
Do you?
And people are making, like, somebody goes to me, how the fuck do you love this?
Most people love them.
I thought they look great.
Most people love them. I have no opinion.
They say
I seriously have no opinion on
the
them.
team says it's more than a look. The city's DNA stitched into the fabric. This team will also be, so they're giving away helmets. They only do this for one reason.
Yeah, they want to sell jerseys. Come September 10th.
Yes, but it looks cool. It looks cool, and the way they did it is presented as cold, and
Which is weird because
they're playing October 5th.
Right, that's not going to be a December game.
Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram knows school's just about back in session, and that means kids' activities are kicking in, and your calendar looks like a game of Tetris gone horribly wrong. You need a ride that's reliable, safe, and makes you look cooler than the dad with the minivan. How about this? A brand new 2025 Jeep Wagoneer S Limited 4XE. Lease it for just $199 a month for 24 months. That's right, 2 Benjamins and a spare dollar bill. First payment DMV, taxes and fees due at signing, $2,500 cash or trade, 7,500 miles a year, conquest required. See dealer for details, exclusions apply. Or maybe you're thinking, forget soccer practice, I want to haul stuff. Then get into a 2025 Ram Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4. Lease it for just $379 a month for 42 months. First payment, DMV, taxes and fees due at signing, $3,500 cash or trade, 10,000 miles per year, conquest required. Basically, it's a truckload of awesome. Because whether it's carpool karaoke with the kids, hauling lumber, or just finally winning the cool carpool parent contest, Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Route 96 in Victor has your back. So stop scrolling memes and start driving dreams. Visit VictorCDJR.com today. Got a home improvement conundrum? Time to call in the superheroes. Mac of all trades. Leaky faucet. Wall that mysteriously has a hole in it. Kitchen looking like it's stuck in the 90s. Mac of all trades is here to save the day. No capes, just expert repairs, remodeling, and handyman services that get the job done right. Call them today at 585-202-9218. That's 585-202-9218. Or visit them online at macofalltrades.net, because every home needs a hero. Mac of all trades. We all know what time it is. The lazy summer slumber is wrapping up, and life's about to hit us with more stress, more activities, and more people getting on your last nerve. And let's be real, you've got issues in your tissues. Don't argue. You know it's true. That's why I want you to go see my friend Sheila Tillich. She's not just any healer. She's a recovery metaphysician and galactic grandmother. Yeah, you heard that right. Sheila doesn't just help you get rid of stress. She helps you blast it into another dimension. Now, here's the deal. Everyone's healing journey is different. No cookie-cutter nonsense with Sheila. That's why she offers all kinds of sessions. Integrated energy therapy, unity field healing, heart math healing, galactic grandmother's healing sessions. And let me tell you something. If anyone's going to realign your chakras and smack the bad vibes out of you, it's a galactic grandmother. Maybe you're not sure what you even need. Easy. I want you to head over to SheilaTillich.com and book your free discovery call. Zero pressure, zero cost. Worst case scenario, you had a nice chat. Best case, you finally got the issues out of your tissues and start tapping into your divine potential. So quit doom scrolling, stop yelling at traffic, and do yourself a favor. Check out SheilaTillich.com. That's SheilaTillich.com. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Divorce rates overall down, but for people in their 50s is what they say. I'm going to go late 40s to 50s. It seems to be on the rise. And the reason is they're calling it the menodivorce, meaning menopause is causing the divorce. I have this piece from Good Morning America. We can listen to it a little bit and hear what they have to, whether we agree, disagree. Certainly, I think you come from more of a, I think you would even have seen your first marriage through if there wasn't something that had happened.
Yes.
I was going to say something terrible.
Okay.
Menopause. Hot flash.
Huh?
Say what you're going to say. No, we're friends. Say what you're going to say. If something had what? We're on our way out no matter what.
I was just going to say another penis gun. Interrupted by...
Sleeplessness. But divorce?
I think menodivorce is this idea that a lot of divorces are happening because of menopause.
Melissa McClure was with her husband for 14 years.
I was so angry. I felt like I wanted to burn the world down. I didn't recognize myself anymore. And therefore, my husband didn't know how to handle me as well.
They've been separated for a year now.
Now, why are we not talking to him? I want to hear his side of it.
Right.
Holy fuck!
I want responsible journalism.
Yeah.
You only get one side.
No, I want both sides. I want to hear how bad it was.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've heard that it's terrible. Like
menopause?
Yeah, no. Like hot flashes and can't get comfortable.
Right.
And irritable. And it sounds like you're not getting laid during that time, fellas. But if you love the person, yeah, you make it work. You try to, anyway. But
both people have to try.
Well,
having more clarity now in perimenopause that I'm no longer willing to be a people pleaser. I'm no longer willing to be a nurturer.
Okay.
Whoa. What?
What did she say?
I think perimenopause really gave me that clarity.
I'm no longer willing to be a people pleaser. Okay, that part I could see. I'm no longer willing to be a nurturer. Okay. But that's your role in life. One of your roles.
There are guys
One of
who
your roles.
I'm always surprised because there's a term that people will use, and it's partner or partnership. Mm-hmm. And I think if you're going to be a partner, you got to be pulling your weight.
Yes.
And there are sometimes with guys, and maybe I don't know, but they don't. Or maybe they do in the wife. It's never. I guess it's never going to be completely equal. But when you've got kids, and I will say this: if you have a job and you're the primary cooker in your family or whatever, you got to get home, you got to get dinner going, you got to there's a lot of shit that seems to fall, at least old school thinking, right, to the woman. Mm-hmm. Like, where's the dinner, woman? You know what I mean? Hey, woman, where's my dinner? I've been working all day. I want to know. But I can't say. I wish I could back this up to hear what she said. I think sometimes, though, when it comes to nurturing, there are women who it's like having another child in the house. I used to get mad at the commercial that mom got a cold and dad had to take care of the kids. I
remember it was NyQuil, right?
And I used to get so fucking pissed at this because it made every guy look like a dumb fucking dope. Because when I was married, not that my wife couldn't, she just didn't like to do the ironing. And I ironed everything. I would iron my fucking jeans. I ironed everything. I didn't want a wrinkle in anything. I was weird. And this guy comes in and he's got an iron burn in the back of his shirt and the kids' clothes are all pink because he washed the fucking laundry. I go, okay. Maybe that's true in some instances, but not every fucking guy is a moron like that.
Right.
You know, it's 20 whatever it was at the time that this commercial was running.
This was in the 90s.
It was?
I remember this commercial. Look it up.
It was in
it was in the 90s.
I thought they reran it.
Maybe they did, but it was in the 90s.
It bothered me.
Yeah.
It bothered me. I remember I was married when I saw it too, so it was bothered.
Yeah, I think it may have been a Dayquil commercial.
So I can say, like, I get it if the guy's not pulling his weight and shit like that. And then who wants to deal with a cranky person? I don't give a fuck what gender they are. I don't care. You're an asshole. No one wants to deal with you. How many times, like, your wife just wants to kick you out to the fucking garage because you're just being a dick, and then vice versa.
Right.
Give me your fucking menopause. I'll give you menopause.
It's never the menopause, whatever it is. That's the final straw.
Well,
I think it starts way before that.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
At some
I can't
point,
say that. But this woman
when
says she got
somebody
clarity.
puts the kids in front of the husband or wife, that's the first step towards a disaster. I was listening to a pastor talk about this.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm at the receiving line at the end of church. He said, and the couples will come up with their kids, and all of a sudden one of the kids needs something, and the wife will look to me, and this happened more than one time. My husband knows his place. And he goes, no. Your husband needs to come first, and you need to come first, well, after Jesus, in his life, or it's never going to work. If the kids, all of a sudden now the kids are growing up and you got nothing in common because what happened? You put all your time into the kids and not into each other. That happens.
No, yes.
The menopause part is just like the final. This is why it is the final straw because all the idiosyncrasies over the past 10, 15, 20 years are now adding up. And now when you start acting cranky for no reason, and it could be either person, that's usually like, well, that's it.
That's a fair point. I can't say.
I burned my whole life down and I started again, and I just am so much happier now.
Well, divorce
for now.
Well, maybe she is happier.
Maybe she is. I know a woman who basically left her kids and her husband. Just was like, all right, I'm going to serve myself. And she was great for the first 5-6 years. Now she's miserable. And those kids ain't coming back.
How do you know?
Because I know them. I'm related to them.
Never mind.
Divorce rates overall are dropping. Divorce among adults 50 and older are on the rise and account for almost 1 in 3 breakups.
What can happen early on in marriages is seen as maybe a ruffle. And after the shift in hormones, it now becomes an avalanche.
Yeah.
In other words,
it's your fault.
The final straw.
It's your fault, biatch.
Final straw.
Hormones. I think
there was a lead up.
I think it's tough. I think it's very tough, and I think you're right. I think you have to keep the communication. I want to get to this one point part in the story.
That's probably one of the biggest things that I hear about is the irritation they may feel with the person that they've been with for the longest period of time. Sometimes it's the way they chew or,
Like, as funny as that is.
Idiosyncrasies.
Yeah. Like everything starts to bother you with the other person, right? It can really, really get that way. That's why you need to keep it fresh, fellas. And I mean, it's got to fall a little bit on you. I'm going to give you a tip that I think works. Really listen to what's being said. Because in those conversations, little hints are dropped about things. Maybe not intentionally, but like I'm not planting a seed, but so that way, all of a sudden you can surprise the person with, like, let's say this. I was telling you, oh God, I talked to Lisa today. Oh, how's Lisa doing? It's great. She's so happy, and she found that they went to this restaurant and they loved it. It was blah 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 restaurant and this and that. Sounds so great. And then the kids come storming in, and the conversation goes. Go fucking make reservations at that restaurant a month later. Mm-hmm. Don't do it tomorrow,
because then it'll be like
Give it a little breathing room.
Weeks.
Give it a breathing room, and then do that. And I'm telling you, that kind of shit, I think works. Take it from a guy who failed several times.
Me too.
Several times. Here we go. A little more.
The way they, look at them in certain ways.
Something that was true for Pennsylvania wife and mom, Donna Hoffmeister.
There we go.
Just little things would set
the Hoffmeister
me off, and I'd be in a bad mood and respond poorly. Oh, they weren't doing anything majorly wrong.
No, they were just, it's her. She's got 2 sons and a husband. It's all dudes. It's all dudes. They weren't doing anything majorly wrong, but there was probably a puddle on the floor, and you stepped in it in the bathroom, and it You don't know.
Somebody's prostate was acting up at 2:00 in the morning.
Maybe, possibly.
They didn't want to like turn the light on.
Right.
So they went to take a leak. They missed.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like anything.
Just didn't have the tolerance to put up with any of their crap.
So I don't know what that crap is, but we all do things like you get, let's say it's the kids come home and they just throw their shit around or pile shit in the sink. And those things can become the little irritants about somebody that could break things up.
She found help from an OBGYN who got her on hormone therapy. And Donna says her husband worked hard to understand.
He's one that he just starts to do and take care of things because he's trying to lighten my load. That's how he responded.
Because he wants you to swallow his load. What?
The pair working on their communication and still together.
I'm one of the lucky ones. He definitely, just even talking about it, I start to well up a little bit. I got a good one.
We can give you the hormones, the HRT, but we can't do husband replacement therapy, right? That's something you might have to do on your own.
I thought that was cute. I thought that was cute.
Okay, that is cute.
I thought it was all right.
She chuckled.
Yeah,
Your own.
Ooh, husband replacement therapy. Ouch.
Ooh,
Listen, for some...
Some guys are going, fuck yeah. Bobby Slayton used to do a whole bit about how jealous he was of gay guys.
Okay. I want to hear this. I've never heard this.
No, the bit was, I'm going to do it wrong, but I'll just talk. Bobby would, my wife tried me fucking. Let me tell you, I look at gay guys that get jealous. You know what they get to do? They have sex on one and they watch the game. I got to cuddle. There's no cuddling with these gay guys. Hey, you want a beer? Yeah, let's watch the game. I don't think that's exactly true, but
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, so, who was it? Well, maybe it was somebody at this show or somewhere I heard, like a friend of mine said, like, what's the highest divorce rate? Lesbians. Why? It's 2 women. They'll never get along.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't either.
The couples had a good run and then they're clear. It's time to call it quits. But for those who want to stay in their relationships, these folks all had some good advice. First, recognize the mood disrupting impacts of perimenopause. Try and get in front of that. Seek help, be it from an OBGYN.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Or a
this is
counselor.
This is stuff, and I mean this in all seriousness. I need to just let that hang for a second because there's so many sexist jokes you can make. But I think it's so important that these things get talked about because I don't think they were when my mom was going through this, which would have been probably in the early 90s. And it certainly wasn't talked about when my grandmother went through it. You know what I mean? And so you were just labeled a bitch or whatever, or here we go again. It's her being her. And maybe she had some legitimate gripes. It just had, with everything else. And there was no appreciation for it. There was no explanation behind it.
Right.
It was just irrational behavior
right.
and not treated. And I think that when you talk about these things, like I was saying to somebody today, something came up and I go, yeah, well, being molested. I think talking about that helps other people, makes them not feel alone. I'm sure there's a woman somewhere who goes, I don't know why I'm such a fucking raging bitch. You get a moment of clarity and I'm treating him like shit and he's getting mad at me and all we do is fight anymore. And I feel like it's my fault, but I can't figure it. Yeah. Well, good. This is from Good Morning America. I think it's a great piece. At the end, there's not. I have no reason to really play it. They go back to the studio. Stephanopoulos is there. He's not saying shit.
Okay.
But Sam Champion, who's the weather guy, and I think is gay.
He's gay. There were rumors about him and a certain baseball player. Now, nobody could prove it.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Champion's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
So, Sam,
then some specific ideas for guys. They suggested try not to take things personally.
Yeah.
Be willing to change, acknowledge your own midlife
pick your fucking socks up off the floor.
Through when everyone is calm. Maybe good advice for all
of
us guys.
I live by myself
when the iron is cold.
A little easier said than done. That's
You're
right. Agreed. And it made me sad. That made me sad. Come on, folks, try a little harder. That's your best friend in your life partner.
Yeah, that was Sam. That's your best friend and your life partner. And it made me sad. And I can understand that. Because at some point it was good. When did it go bad?
Yeah.
All right. Now we wrap it.
Yeah.
For Dan Barillo, I'm Bill Moran. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. And we will see you on Tuesday.
what to do.
When life takes an unexpected turn, you need someone who's going to stand by your side. At CircuLaw, they understand that good people can find themselves in difficult situations. Whether it's a DWI charge or being accused of a crime you didn't knowingly commit, your rights matter, and protecting them is CircuLaw's priority. As your defense attorneys, they'll meticulously analyze every aspect of your case, from understanding the charges to dissecting applicable laws and statutes. They believe everyone deserves a fair trial and proper justice. Why face the legal system alone? Let CircuLaw help protect your rights and guide you through this challenging time. Contact them today at 585-385-2510 or reach out through their secure email at circulaw.com. That's SERCU law.com. CircuLaw, your rights, their commitment.